Before we begin, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Artie Jen over on Reddit for allowing us to use this story. The link to Artie's Reddit page will be down in the description to go check out all of the amazing work over there. Thank you again for allowing us to use your work. Now, on to tonight's story. If you're reading this, you've managed to survive up to this point, but whatever you've been doing up to this point isn't going to work forever. The virus has been mutating to be stronger and more deadly to humans ever since it crossed the infection barrier between us and the animals. It doesn't need us as hosts anymore. To continue your life on this planet, you'll need to start following the rules on this list. 1. Nocturnal animals have started preying on humans as a means to infect them. They are quiet and calculating killers, so you will need to make sure you wake up every few hours during the night. Or if you have other survivors with you, sleep in shifts so that someone is always awake. If you hear a noise, you must investigate it. If you don't, and there is in fact a creature, it will bite you in your sleep, leaving you to an awful death by the virus. 2. If there is a creature, you must shine a light on it to distract it and then kill it, preferably with a quiet, long, medium-ranged weapon. The virus has been trying to learn how nocturnal animals work, but it hasn't figured out that light isn't actually dangerous to them. So for now, light will stun infected animals long enough for you to kill them. 3. When you get up in the morning, be sure to cover as much of your body as possible, no matter the temperature. One of the most important is to cover the hands and neck, both of which are targets for the virus's diurnal animals. Thick leather or mesh fabrics with metal interwoven in them are recommended for this. 4. You'll need to try and find as many canned goods and as much edible forage as possible, as hunting is now completely off the table as a source of food. Stocking up before other people get what remains of the available food is of utmost importance. Water is just as important, but you can get that from natural sources such as rivers, streams, lakes, and ponds. Only try the last two under unfortunate circumstances, as still water is prone to being more dangerous. If you are going to get water from natural sources, you need to bring it to a rolling boil for at least 10 minutes, just to make sure that there are no traces of the virus in it from decomposing corpses, or you could be infected. 5. The virus has adapted much better to the daytime animals, so they are much more dangerous than the nocturnal animals. Smaller animals will try to infect you by biting your hands and legs, while larger animals will just try to kill you by ripping out your throat. Staying far away is the best course of action, but if you can't try to kill them by any means necessary, it's the next best option. Just don't get bit. If you do, you're done for. 6. Go home and repeat the cycle until you die, or by some miracle, someone finds a way to get rid of this virus. In case of infection or exposure to infected persons. So you've seen an infected person. You've seen what that virus has turned them into. The virus has made them into husks of flesh forced to grotesquely walk the earth. The blood vessels under their skin are breaking and turning their whole body into one large bruise, ready to explode and cover the living with infected blood at the slightest impact. In the worst case, you have been bitten or infected otherwise, and now it's most likely your turn to become one of those husks. If you want to even have a chance, you need to follow upcoming rules. 1. If you are bitten at an extremity, cut it off. That is your best chance. Hope that it hasn't spread to the rest of your body. Yes, it's incredibly painful, but you have no better option. Hope to not bleed out or die of infection. 2. If the blood of an infected person has infected you, or if you have managed to somehow get infected in any other way, your only chance of living is to make your body temperature rise as high as you can above 40 degrees Celsius to try and kill the virus. As much as this is your only option, it's also incredibly dangerous, as it might just kill you anyway. So be prepared for that eventuality, and if you have loved ones, prepare them for it as well. If neither of those works, and you haven't killed yourself from the solutions given, that means you are going to die. There is no way around it. First, you will start to feel cold as your core temperature goes down to accommodate the virus. Then, starting from your legs, veins and small blood vessels will start to burst, leaving bruises. This will travel up your body. You'll start to lose control of your body and be unable to make your body move in any way. Lastly, the virus will cause small bleeds in your frontal lobe as to make you incapable of most forms of higher thinking. That is the last thing you will be able to think about before you functionally die and your body turns into one of those grotesque husks. There is no cure. There is no hope. And soon, there will be no humans.